Hello dear students, welcome to Pen and Paper Chemistry, and this is video 6 on the topic chemical kinetics. What are we going to cover in this video? We will have first order reaction, a rate constant, differential rate equation, integrated rate equation. What do you as a student have to do? Keep your pen and notebook ready. I am sure you must have gotten bored with this dialogue of mine telling you to keep pen and notebook ready, but at the same time you will appreciate, when you go offline, this is what is going to come in handy. So let's get started. Before we go ahead with the topic further, I've got some simple mathematical formulas listed down for you which will easily help you to sail through physical chemistry in your grade 11 and 12, even though you may not be a student of mathematics. What are those formulas and where are we going to use them? Let's go ahead. So I've divided it into two columns because most of it is we're going to use calculus in a number of places, right? So that talks about differentiation and integration. As I spoke in the earlier video as well, differentiation means you break it down into smaller bits, smaller parts. Integrate means you put it all together, right? So first formula that we've got for differentiation is differential of a constant term is always 0. Differential of x to the power n is nx to the power n minus 1. I'm sure those who've watched video number 5 would be able to recall these formula. And differential of a to the power x is a to the power x natural log of a. Integrating a constant term. So before I go on to explain formula number 1, let's see formula number 2. So it's integration of x to the power n is x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus the integration constant. Now when I've got integration of a constant, that means I've got simply 1 dx. Now this one means I have x to the power 0. Now apply formula number 2 to this expression. So what do you get? Again, yes, of course. So you will have 0 plus 1 divided by 0 plus 1 gives us what? X. And that is how we have got integration of dx is x plus c, where c is again the integration constant. And integration of the reciprocal of x is natural log of x plus c. What is this natural log? You must have heard about logarithm, the natural log. Natural log is to the base 10. When we say logarithm is to the base 10. When we say natural log, that means it is to the base constant e. Again, I repeat, I am not a teacher of mathematics. This is simply to make the task easier for you. So just note them down, and what you can do is probably put them up on an A4 size sheet and stick it close to your study table for instant recall. First order reaction. And what were first order reaction? That means A changing to products. And what is the rate of this reaction? Rate is equals to Ka to the power of 1, right? That means it varied as the first power of the concentration of the reactant. This is the simplest case I'm taking. So let's get going and talk about the first order reaction. Now there we had expressed the rate of the reaction as A to the power 1. Now for present, just put down the pen. Put down your pens. Just watch. Just understand. I will give you time to write, but for now just understand. Understanding is very, very important. Think along with me. You will feel the difference in the confidence. Okay, go ahead. So rate is proportional to A to the power of 1, right? So rate is equals to Ka, and Ka, what is K over here? It's the specific rate constant, right? Remember, we did this in the previous videos as well. This is the rate expression for a first order reaction. The differential way of expressing the rate of a reaction we had said is minus dA by dt is equals to Ka, right? If the first equation talks about rate and the second equation is also talking about rate, that means the two things, and they are talking about the same reaction, that means the two should be equal. So what we do is we equate them. So I will have from the first and the second equation minus dA by dt is equals to, yes, is equals to Ka, and now we interchange the position of the two of them. So minus dA by A is equals to K into dt. I will get rid of the minus sign by taking it to the right hand side, or if you say we just swap the two places, right? Simple equation. Now this I am talking about small bits. I want to know what will be the rate constant for the entire reaction, considering that the reaction goes from an initial concentration of A0 to a concentration AT after time t, right? So we've got A0 and AT. In other words, what am I going to do over here? I will integrate it and I will use limits. That means my reaction is changing from a concentration of A0 to AT. Remember the limits? We did it in the last video as well. And the time is changing from 0 to t. Let's see the formula that we had. Yes, the reciprocal of A. Integrating the reciprocal of a variable gives us natural log of that variable plus the integration constant. So what do we have over here? We will have natural log of A, but I'm not putting the integration constant because I am integrating it between the limits A0 and AT, minus K, again time. What is the number over here? 1. So that is why we get t integrating between the limits 0 and t. Now in some of the books, the integration has been shown with a constant. Let me just talk about that a little later. So that means I'll apply the final minus the initial value, natural log of AT minus natural log of A0. That means in the place of concentration, I am substituting two values AT and A0 and minus KT minus K into 0. So when you open the brackets, what do you get? Natural log of AT minus natural log of A0 is equals to minus KT. We rearrange it, right? Now when we rearrange it, we get here natural log of AT minus natural log of A0 is equals to minus KT. I've got KT to the left hand side and the others to the right hand side, or you can just change the sign. Now you remember in logarithms, what is the exponent, the rule that you follow? Log of A minus log of B becomes log of A upon B. Yes, we do it in grade 9, 10. So we apply the same logic over here. Let me segregate it so that we don't get confused. So that means your rate constant is equals to 1 upon T natural log of A0 upon AT. Now what is your A0? Yes, it's the initial concentration. Remember, we started with that. And what is your AT? That is concentration after time T. Okay. Now all this is natural log. So we change it to the base 10. So what do we do over here? We change the natural log to log to the base of 10. So we will have k is equals to 2.303 upon t log of a0 by at. Now, if you don't need it for your mathematics class, just relax. You can understand we are changing natural log to the base of 10. There is a logic behind it, but I do not want to load you with a lot of information in one video. We can do a separate video just covering the mathematical concepts. But for now, simple natural log to the base 10, we multiply it by 2.303. That's it for now, right? So what do we have? So if I write it in the form of words, I will write it as k is equals to 2.303 divided by time log, that is log to the base 10. This is the logarithmic table which you will find in any of your textbooks also. Log of initial concentration of the reactant divided by concentration after time t. So what I can do is I can put this whole formula in a block so that I know that this is my main formula for a first order reaction. Now, if you notice over here, initial concentration divided by concentration after time t, they are nullifying each other, right? They are cancelling each other. So if I say moles per liter, they will cancel out. That means, does my rate constant vary with the initial concentration or the concentration of the reactant? No, it does not. So that is why I have put over here. Again, connecting to what we had already learned under zero order reactions. For zero order reaction, the expression that we got was k is equals to initial concentration minus concentration after time t divided by the time taken. So you see over here, they are subtracting. In other words, my rate constant for a zero order reaction, right? This is for a zero order. This is instant recall, is dependent on the concentration of the reactant. Whereas for a first order reaction, the rate constant is independent of the concentration of the reactant. Yes, I'm waiting for you to absorb so much of information and to be able to write down what we have learned so far. So would you like to jot it down, please? Go ahead. You can note down from the beginning, because all this that we have done is the algebraic form. So we started with the differential form and we have come down to what we say as the integrated form of the rate law equation for a first order reaction. There we go. So we have formulas available to us. Now we've done, remember last video we did the algebraic aspect of the integrated form and the graphical aspect. Till now we've already spoken about the algebraic effect, the algebraic aspect of first order reaction. Would you like to understand the graphical aspect of it? So you need to graph it. How are you going to graph it? Remember again, I'm going to go into flashback. Y is equals to mx plus c, equation of a straight line. Y is the variable that you take on the y-axis. X is the variable that you take on the x-axis. M gives you the slope and C gives you the y-intercept. Now, again I will explain in short. So we have a graph here, we have the y-axis, we have the x-axis. Now this is for those students who do not have a mathematical background. So here is the variable that I am going to take on the y-axis, the variable that I am going to take on the x-axis, whatever my graph be. So my graph could be something like this or something like this. The slope of this graph is denoted by m, right? And C, what is C over here? C is the y-intercept. So my graph over here cuts the y-axis at a certain point. So this is my y-intercept. Why am I telling you all this? Because now your understanding of the graph will become very easy. You will not get confused at all. I'm telling you, while recording this or while planning this lesson, so many of my own concepts were cleared. Thanks to all of you for asking for this topic. So I have taken this graphical representation under two aspects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the log form and just take it with respect to the natural log form. So you have over here k is equals to 1 by t natural log of a naught upon a t. This is the first form of the integrated rate law equation that we had put. I'm going to rearrange it. So kt is equals to natural log of a0 minus natural log of at. Natural log of at, that is what is changing with time, just like the value of y changes with the value of x. So this is my y. I've got it to the left hand side in order to match it with the equation y is equals to mx plus c. Now, how is the concentration changing? It is changing vis-a-vis time. So that means my x corresponds to t. Natural log of a0, that's the initial concentration you are taking, which is constant. That's a fixed value. That's not going to change with time. The concentration changes with time. What you start with your reaction, that is a fixed value, right? So compare the two equations. So I will have y corresponding to natural log of at, x corresponding to t, slope corresponding to minus k, and natural log of a naught giving me the y-intercept. So see over here, your slope is, the slope of this is negative. So how is the graph going to be? Yes, the graph is going to be at an angle greater than 90 degrees. So let's draw the graph. Would you like to make an attempt, or would you like to guess how it's going to be? Notice what we've put on the y-axis. We've put natural log of a. What have we taken on the x-axis? We've taken time t. Go ahead. So we have over here, my graph would be something like this with a negative slope. Got it? What will the slope of this graph give me? Yes, it will give me the value of minus k. Clear? We are taking natural log of a on the y-axis, time on the x-axis. Observe this very carefully, because something different is happening now. Now I am taking another form of the integrated rate law equation of the first order. But what difference do you notice over here? I've got log over here, log to the base 10. So more or less the expression remains the same, but here I'm talking about log to the base of 10. So KT divided by 2.303 comes to the left hand side is equals to log of A0 minus log of AT. What do? We again rearrange it so as to give me the value in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. What is varying over here? The log of the concentration of the reactant. What is the x variable over here? Time. So what does the slope of the graph give me? Yes, it's a negative slope. Correct. So when we draw the graph of this, let's go ahead. The graph of this again would be like this only. So what's the difference between the two graphs? Yes, you see what slope is being represented over here as minus k upon 2.303. So the slope of this graph gives you the value minus k upon 2.303. So now I think I can give you a full perspective of what you have learned in this graphical representation of the first order reaction. You must be wondering and thinking, why is this teacher making concepts more complicated? I'm trying to simplify things for you. You have to understand rather than memorizing. You know, when will it be equal to minus k, when will it be equal to minus k by 2.303. Many a times we see students memorizing these concepts. What I believe is that if you understand the concept, it's super easy. You don't have to memorize anything, especially when it is physical chemistry. Really easy. Do you remember this? Half-life period. Do you remember T half? We did it in the zero order reaction. The time in which the initial concentration of the reactants is reduced to half, right? So half of your reactants are consumed up. That means your time is being represented as T half. So that means if half of the reactants are consumed up means what will remain is half of the initial value. So what do? We take the same integrated rate law equation and substitute AT as A naught divided by 2. There we go. Right? Now, again, if you simplify it, you'll get log 2 over here. K is equals to 2.303 upon T half log of 2. Now, what is log of 2 equal to? 0.3010. You can easily memorize it. So, K is equals to 2.303 into 0.3010 divided by the half-life period of the first order reaction. And how much does this come to? Calculate and tell me. Good, that is pretty good. 0.693 upon the half-life of the reaction. So you have got another formula over here. You notice something over here? Is there any concentration term in this rate constant for a first order reaction in terms of the half-life period? No, right? Whereas for a zero order reaction, we had the half-life being dependent on the initial concentration of the reactant. You recall? This was the expression that we had derived when we were doing the zero order reaction. So half-life was dependent on the initial concentration of the reactant. Whereas for the first order reaction, yes, half-life is independent of initial concentration. Why and how this happens, we shall talk about in a separate video. Are you writing all of this down? I know it is there in your textbooks, but believe me, when you write it with your own hand, so many concepts get cleared. I am talking from my own personal experience. If you notice, in order to record this video also, I have to write everything down, everything. I'm not copy pasting from anywhere. I'm writing it down. And as I said, honestly, a lot of my concepts got cleared. Thanks to you all. Thank you so much. So let's compare the half-life vis-a-vis initial concentration, let's say for a zero order reaction and for a first order reaction. How will the graph be? Now will come the actual understanding. Let's see if you can apply logic over here and tell me how the graph is going to be. You can pause the video, you can think about it. Okay, so for a zero order reaction, we said the half-life is directly proportional to the initial concentration. So my graph is going to be something like this. Yes, varying directly as the initial concentration. But what about the first order reaction? Does the half-life depend on the initial concentration? No, it's got a fixed value irrespective of what the initial concentration is. And we got the graph as a line parallel to the x-axis. Now, how many of you could decipher this and how many of you got this right? Give me a thumbs up. Oh, wow. Now, I was talking about the alternative derivation, right? Where you put the constant, because in many of your textbooks, the derivation is given with the help of a constant, the integration constant. So I'm giving this alternative derivation in case you are comfortable with this. You can go ahead with this also. So you'll have integrating dA, that is integrating the concentration of A, the reciprocal of the concentration of A, that is from where we picked up, is equals to minus integrating T with respect to dt, right? So what do we have over here? Natural log of A is equals to minus kt plus c, that is the integration constant. Now in order to get rid of the integration constant, I need to find the value. At t is equals to 0, that means when this expression is 0, kt, that means what do? I multiply k by 0, so this becomes 0. The concentration of your reactant is A0, that is the initial concentration. In other words, your C becomes natural log of A0, right? Whereas at time t, the concentration is given by AT. So we go back to our initial equation. So we'll have natural log of AT is equals to minus KT plus natural log of A0 or A0. That was the value for integration constant. And again, it's the same humdrum. We rearrange it and we get KT is equals to natural log of A0 upon AT. See, we come back to the same thing irrespective of what route you take. Now, before I give you some food for thought, sharing with you my mail ID in case you want to get in touch and clear any of your doubts. What's the food for thought? You have to tabulate examples of first order and zero order reactions in the same notebook that you have noted down this derivation and the graphs. Because we are going to discuss these in greater detail in the next video, and I shall also be taking up numericals on zero order and first order reactions. Do let me know of your experience on the channel. Stay happy, stay healthy, and always smiling.